future World Cups. What do they need in terms of upskilling and high performance programs and systems, and how can we help those national teams get better on the international stage and ultimately improve the competitiveness of Rugby World Cups down the line. At the time, Georgia was, put it this way, they weren't in a good place in terms of governance and administration. The union was always either on the verge of bankruptcy or in a financial crisis of some kind. And then in 2005-06, we were very fortunate that George Nijaradze came in as president and brought in a board with him who really had some very high ambitions for the union. And the first task he put in place was to actually get the union organised properly. So the raw material was there for us to work with.
With an ever-increasing pool of professionals experiencing high-level rugby in France, better governance structures at home, and now an influx of investment and expertise from the sport's governing body, performances on the field improved. Georgia were victorious in 2 successive European Nations Cups, and having qualified for the Rugby World Cup in 2007, they produced a performance that caused the game to take notice.
What are we expecting to see from Georgia this evening?
So with a full respect to the great teams, we are here to enjoy rugby and fight on the pitch. So that's what we are going to do today.
მაკედან დაიწყო ჩემი აზრით საქართველოს ნაკრების აღმასვლა და აღმასვლა.
Nagara acting as scrum half this time. Swings it away and an interception by Georgia. Georgia are going to score surely.
Irlandiasთან თამაშს სენსაციამდე დაგვაკლდა ძალიან ცოტა. რაგბში სენსაციები ძალიან იშვიათად ხდება, ცივზე ჩამოსათვლელია საერთოდ რაც მოხდა მთელი რაგბის ისტორიაში სენსაციები. ეგ თამაში რომ მოგვიგო იქნებოდა სენსაცია. ბიჭებმა ყველაფერი დადეს მოედანზე, დავდეთ. რეალურად ირლანდიის თამაში არ ყოფილა. იმიტომ რომ ირლანდიის თამაში მერე მახსოვს რომ მაგრაგული დამწყდა. იმიტომ რეალურად ფიქრობდი რომ შეგვეძლო მოგვიგება და ვერ მოვიგეთ. არ გაგვიმართლა. მაგრამ საუკეთესო მოგონება როგორც გულშემატკივრის პოზიციიდან ნამიბიას რომ მოვუგეთ.
Don't underestimate the importance of this occasion to the Lelos, the Georgians and the Sea Eagles of Namibia. A big day for these two as they each look for a first ever win in World Cup rugby.
და განსაკუთრებით მახსოვს მაჩხოსლელო და კაჭისფლელო. სოსრო აი ისტერიკაში ვიყავი საში.
Celebrations for Georgia, delighted supporters. They have now won a match in Rugby World Cup rugby.
4 years on from the World Cup debut, at France 2007, the Georgians had displayed an increasing level of skill and competitiveness that belied the infrastructure and facilities back home.
რეალურად, როდესაც ირლანდიას ვეთამაშებდა 14-10 დავამარცხეთ. აი ბოლო წუთზე გადაწყდა რომ უნდა დავმარცხებულიყავით სამწუხაროდ. მაშინაც კი იყო კომენტატორის ესეთი რეპლიკები რომ ეს ის ქვეყანაა რომელსაც 8 სათამაშო მოედანი აქვს. მინდა გითხრათ რომ მაშინ ჩვენ 8 სათამაშო მოედანიც არ გქონდა. ჩვენ სრულფასოვანი ბაზა არ გქონდა სადაც მომზადების საშუალებას ნაკრებს ექნებოდა აი ესეთი კარგი ბალახის საფარით და ესეთი სტანდარტებით როგორც დიდ გუნდებს გააჩნიათ ან თუნდაც საშუალო გუნდებს.
But that was soon to change. And one man would become the driver. Born to the son of a manganese factory worker, Bidzina Ivanishvili's business career, predominantly in metals and banking, saw him ascend to the position of Georgia's richest person. And he was seeing something in his nation's rugby players that he felt his millions could help champion.
What he liked about rugby was the values of the sport and the passion that the players showed in terms of representing their country on the international stage. So he wanted to get involved, and through the Cartu Foundation, which is a charitable foundation he established, we agreed a program of investment in facilities and high-performance infrastructure in the country. And as a result of nearly $80 million of funding through his foundation, we have built out with the Georgian Union about 10 high-performance facilities throughout the country. The main centre would be in Tbilisi, the Shevardeni High Performance Academy.
With Shevardeni's construction complete, Georgia now had a world-class training base, and the Car2 Foundation could now begin spreading the game to all four corners of the country.
და ძირითადი ნაწილი, რა თქმა უნდა, ძირითადი ჩვენი აქტივობა 2009 წლიდან ფოკუსირებული იქნა ინფრასტრუქტურის შექმნაზე და ქვეყნის მასშტაბით შეიქმნა სარაგბო სტადიონების ქსელი. რეგიონში ამჟამად საქართველოს ერთ-ერთი საუკეთესო ქსელი აქვს სარაგბო ინფრასტრუქტურის სახით. ჩვენ მოვიცავით თბილისის გარდა თითქმის ყველა რეგიონი, ბათუმში, ქუთაისში, ფოთში, რუსთავში, თელავში, გორში, სპინძაში და ამ შემდეგ შეიქმნა სარაგბო სტადიონები თავისი აღჭურვილობით, თავისი დამხმარე ინფრასტრუქტურით.
As they were building out the infrastructure, we were also working very closely with them on building out their academy program. And I think we've seen the benefits of that and the results of that recently in their under-20 performances at World Rugby Under-20 Championships. And all those players now are coming through the pathway into the national team.
With the infrastructure development underway, in 2011, another individual entered the fray to advance the game further still.
Boys, these are some Lalo players that are going to be helping you out to train today. Okay, so you know them. Good.
The reality is that the first time I ever noticed Georgia at a World Cup was 2011 in New Zealand.
Nice.
And that was purely because they were playing in the areas that were close to us and we were looking at tickets to go and watch games. And then I remember watching them against England in 2011 in Dunedin on TV, and the most lasting memory of that game is Mamuka Gogodze having a whale of a game, and he struck me as just being, who the heck is this guy?
Gogodze, amazing strength. Look at him, he's still trying to get back to his feet.
During the 2011 tournament, they approached New Zealand Rugby about having a New Zealand coach, and then New Zealand Rugby contacted me. Obviously, I started doing even more research in terms of who they were and what they were like. Nearly 8 years later, I'm sitting in Tbilisi still, so...